Hello again, welcome back to Asgard, and welcome back to Dungeons, Dragons, and Space Shuttles. So, since the last episode, I have actually done quite a few things. I did go ahead and figure out where I'm going to set up the Britannia area. I haven't actually started setting it up. But right out here, I did put down a chest and moved all of our stuff over here. But if I pop up here, this will be where our Britannia area is going to be. Kind of where all these island, or all this land just kind of comes together and there's like water all around it. And I think it'll be kind of a nice area to set up the Britannia area. I think so. That's what I'm going to go with. I also did a little bit of enchanting and changed some stuff up. And now our helmet has Protection 4 and Night Sight Gills, Unbreaking 3. By the way, enchanting in this pack, I don't know if it's somehow nerfed. But the enchants are a pain to get. Maybe until we get a better type of enchanter or something like that, because the default one, I was actually working the protections up from like protection 2s and 3s. I wasn't ever able to get a protection 4 book. And then we've got Blast Protection 4 and Unbreaking 3, Protection 4 and Unbreaking 3, and Blast Protection 4, Multi-Jump 3, and Unbreaking 3. And this is all just placed onto Iron Armor, is what I've got that on. Because of course, it doesn't matter what kind of armor we're using, it just matters the enchants on it. So I did get that stuff done. And then over here, if we pop over to this little area, you can see I've kind of started building an arc, so to speak. I have 2 of every single color variation of draft horse in here. And I have a stallion and a mare for each one. So, and then I've got these fences, and I've got this extra fence layer around it, in between it, and that's to keep them from getting together, because of course they can do that through fences, so I wanted to stop that from happening. Over here we have an Angora buck and an Angora doe that I found wandering around. And then over here we have, let's see, I can multi-jump over this, even though I take damage, I don't understand it. Over here we have a Merino Ewe and another Merino Ewe. They come in different colors, so I did go ahead and get one of each of those. And then we have Merino Ram, and then this one is a Frisian Ram. I haven't found a Frisian Doe, or Ewe, but I have found a buck. And then over here we have pigs. I'm going to end up killing myself, just taking fall damage. But anyways, we have an Old Spot Hog and an American Yorkshire Hog, and then the females to go with those, the sows. And then over here we have cows. We have Holstein and Frisian, and these are actually starting to breed. You can see some younger adolescent calves here. Even though these are kind of set off to themselves, they are making babies. So I'm just gonna kill these off, and hopefully they don't do it anymore, because they don't have any males in here. And I don't really know how they managed to make babies unless they were already pregnant, which is a possibility. And then over here we have Leghorn Rooster and Leghorn Hen. So I did go ahead and gather those up because I want to start murdering all these animals that are everywhere. Like, look, look at this pit. I found this. This is just ridiculous. So we're going to start wiping out some of these animals here very, very soon. And then if we pop over... I did plant some more crops. We'll get into that here in just a second. It's just another set. It is zucchini, celery, okra, spinach, and eggplant. I did go ahead and get those planted, and then I've still got to plant some more stuff. But in my inventory, you'll notice I did make a golden lasso. It just made it easier to move the animals. It's not all that expensive. It does require a majestic ingot, but of course, no biggie. And then I also crafted a fluid crafter, and I got some stuff together here. I want to go ahead and just grab this. Transfer nodes, transfer pipes, mechanical user, a couple filters, redstone furnace, some LV wire stuff, a crafter tier 1, and some treated wood. We're going to start using some of that. But in here, actually I should put this stuff into here for a minute. Okay, but in here, I didn't finish anything on that. I was wanting to get around to making the steam dynamo and get the motor and get some of this stuff unlocked, so maybe we can unlock main quest line 2, because a lot of the stuff, some of the stuff is very random, like canola press and the iron spikes and little things like that. And then some of the stuff like this we've already done before. We just need to do it again for the ingots and so on. So, but anyways, the kitchen workshop, I did these crops right here, of course, the mushrooms I already had planted, but the spinach, the okra, the celery, the zucchini, that's why I planted that outside. We can go ahead and turn this stuff in. So we get an assortment of food and some assortment of coins and a whole bunch of loot bags for this, which we're just going to trash. There we go. I'm just going to click through all of these. There we go. And we ended up getting a whole bunch of loot bags. Let me dump that in here. And you can actually see there's some wood and stuff. I'll show you where that's from here in just a second. And this stuff, I'm just going to put this in here for right now. I'm going to eat that later. And actually, I guess I'll go ahead and eat this one, because this is all food that we haven't eaten before. So, and then I also finished, it's this one right here. I finished these. And you'll notice I did make a couple new tools. We'll go over those here in just a second. Oh yeah, and I was making, actually forgot about the, of course I was just reusing the tools, because we're not even going to bother with steel tools, because, you know, they're not all that useful for us. We can make cobalt and stuff. And I wanted to go ahead and pour out, I think we actually need 2 for this quest, if I recall. Yeah, we need 2 large sword blades. But anyways, we get 4 bronze and 2 copper coins for that one. And then we get 8 mana steel and uncommon loot bag, silver coin and gold coin for that. 5 string and a silver coin for that. 3 steel, 5 cooked chicken, and 5 copper coins for that. 3 steel, 2 submarine sandwiches, and 5 copper coins for that one. And then 3 steel, 5 steaks, and 5 copper coins for that. Because we never made the steel stuff. And, of course, we've been in Tinkers making this stuff long before the quest had us do it. There's also a quest here to get boron. We'll do that here in just a second, because we've got plenty of boron. And then also, down in the black magic section, the water reagent and the lava reagent. I did go ahead and make those and made the sigils, so that we do have infinite water and infinite lava that we can place down if we need to. But anyways, 4 sugar, copper coin, silver coin. Blank slate, copper coin, silver coin. Okay, and I've still got enough inventory space. Uncommon loot bag, copper coin, silver coin. And then blank slate, copper coin, silver coin. Okay, so blood magic, we're done with everything from that. I wanted to make sure and get that wrapped up so that we could call blood magic done for right now. Which I'm sure there'll be some more quests. I know white magic just got a tier 2 and it got a few more quests, which we actually, you know, we've still got to continue working through this. There's a quest here to make like Vine Ball and Horn of the Wild. We're going to be getting back into the white magic side of things fairly soon. So, also one thing on the clipboard I did, and this is a very, very minor thing, the miner for cobble. I went ahead and added that. If we pop over to here, you can see that I've set up a miner. Just one of these. And it does have one speed upgrade that we had left over, and then a mining upgrade. That way we don't have just the loose cobble getting tossed out. And this is a bit cleaner and a bit faster, and yeah, it's good. And then there is our other large sword blades. We have 2 of those, and we got quest complete katana, which of course we've been using a katana. I can't remember how we got our first katana, but that's the weapon that we've been using, but we bypassed doing steel with it. So anyways, there's that stuff. Okay. We are going to get into some other stuff today. I'm just going over, I've been kind of working up some of these random quests to kind of get us back on track, because there's a lot of quests in this pack that are kind of semi-random and semi-out of place, so we ended up bypassing a lot of them and just kind of like rolling on through. But I'm trying to get some of them caught up between episodes. So there's boron. We get 16, wow, 16 perdentium. 5 copper coins and 2 silver coins for that. There's one for Tiberium, which I don't think I have 50 crystals. Oh, I do. Okay. We'll go ahead and do that one. There's also one for magnesium, ferroboron, one for basalt. Okay, there's magnesium. Oh, ferroboron's an alloy, isn't it? I think. Yeah, it's steel and boron. We'll make that one later. And then there's a quest for lithium, which, of course, we've already got a bunch of lithium. Graphite. The basalt. I might have 5 ingots worth. I'm not for sure. And then there's also dilithium. They want 8, and we only have 3. It's found in deserts, I believe, but, of course, we don't have any deserts nearby. So really, with the air sigil, we could travel and find desert pretty easily. All right, so there's that. I'll throw that into there. Okay, so we completed this quest. We get 14 Tiberium, uncommon loot bag, and gold coin. And then basalt, 2 basalt blocks, a syngas cell, and a gold coin. And then magnesium. We get 5 magnesium, 5 boron, 3 silver, and a gold. And then there's a quest for Tiberium, but I think we're squared away on this now. I mean, we have to make some alloys and stuff, which no biggie. And then I need to do these little quests here. But yeah, so we got a dent in that. It was basically just getting all this stuff out of the way, which most of this we had completed, but I hadn't completed. I think it was the broadaxe head, the excavator head that I had to make, and of course I had to make a broadaxe head. And right down here I did upgrade to a lumber axe and a mattock. I went ahead and switched up. I upgraded our old flint mattock that we had. Of course, it doesn't have much XP because I haven't really used it much. And if I recall, dirt doesn't count for it. It's only chopping wood, so it's probably not really going to level. But it's there in case I need to break dirt, which I think it's got 4 modifiers, so we could make it semi-unbreaking. And this one actually has 6. This one I have used quite a bit because if we pop out here, this is the last thing I have to show you, then we'll get on with what we're going to be doing today. If we pop out here, you can see that I have started clearing away a lot of these trees that were over here. And I didn't, that's why I went ahead and made a lumber axe. And I thought it was a good time to go ahead and catch up some of those quests because I don't want to have to break those one at a time anymore. Because it's actually a bit dreadful, to say the least. So anyways, with that, what we are going to be doing today. The very first thing, let's pop over, and I'm actually going to need... Oh, there's actually one thing I did not make that I'm going to need, but I might actually have it. Fluid duct. Perfect. And... Or actually, transfer node fluids would work just as well. So, let's pop over here. And the very first thing that we're going to do is we're going to finally get treated wood automated. It's something I've been wanting to do for a while. Just now getting to it. The fluid crafter, none of these things are really expensive. Most of these things we've made before. And actually the mechanical user, most of the stuff we actually already had crafted. I just had to craft a redstone furnace, crafter tier 1, some more LV stuff, and that was most of it. The fluid crafter is crafted like so. And the plastic, of course, we have that coming as a byproduct from our system over here. So it was fairly simple to do. But what we're going to do, this is where all of our creosote's being stored. 6 million millibuckets of creosote. And I think we're just going to use transfer nodes. And let me grab 8 wood from there. And I'm also going to want an input node and a precise filter as well. Let's set this up. Actually, I think I'm probably just going to put it right here. Will be where the fluid crafter goes, I think. And then we'll just do transfer node. And then we'll do transfer pipe. Whoops, transfer pipe. There we go. So it's going to start pumping creosote into this. And we can add speed upgrades, but it's not really going to matter because this is going to back up fast. At least until we start instantly using this stuff. But anyways, what we're going to do is we're going to set our planks there. We're going to lock the inventory. And then right here, the crafting grid, we're going to go ahead and set up a... or no, wait, I need an output routing node. I need an input as well. Let me pop over and let me get an output really quick. One of these days, though, we're going to run out of nodes. Probably before too long, actually, but... because we're about to start using quite a bit of these. So we'll have to make some of the new ones, which really aren't that difficult at this stage of the pack, I don't think. Let's go ahead and we're going to set up a output node here. And we'll go ahead and connect that up. Oh, and let me do a... This will be on the... Well, actually it won't matter because this crafting grid will go ahead and... control this stuff, so it doesn't really matter if we have it filtered or not. We'll connect it to there, and so if we take a look here, it's starting to fill up with oak wood. Awesome. Okay, and let's go ahead and take some of this treated wood and let's go ahead and slot it in right here. Okay, so then what we need to do is, let's see, I think, is it that... Unlock this for just a moment. Put that in there. Lock it. There we go. And we can take that out and dump that into there. And that's just going to craft away. So there we go. About every second. So, I mean, this, you'll notice this is getting drained out. That's fine. I think the fluid infuser, you can do it a little bit cheaper with that. But I don't think it really matters. Because, you know, it's treated wood. And it's going to back up. I can't think of much. Insulated MV wire coils. We can make torches. We can use it for power, which we will do. But treated wood will still stay backed up, so it's not a biggie. But, yeah. I mean, that's most of it. You can also use it to make super glue, apparently. Combining it with liquid plastic. But we've already got super glue automated, so I don't think we're going to make it that way. Because this is actually pretty effective, and all it takes is glass and sand. Well, basically just sand. And a bit of power. So, I think that's good. And then what we're going to do is we're going to set up a input routing node. We'll just put this on the bottom. I don't think this will transfer redstone, but just in case, we'll do that. And connect this up to our output routing node. Okay, so that's just sent the treated wood over. And you can see we've got 120, 128, so on. Awesome. So treated wood's automated. It was that simple. I mean, it's just something that we hadn't gotten around to until now. Is basically what it is. So we can go ahead and take our clipboard out and we can mark off treated wood automation. Okay, so now that we've got that automated, the next thing I want to do is I want to automate. I'm going to grab a stack of this because I actually need some of this. Of course, we had some already made up. But I'm going to need this for something that I want to make. And that is, I want to start getting into blood magic alchemy. Because we're going to automate clay and bricks and all those good things. Because I don't want to have to craft those manually for this building, and I need a lot of them. So, we're going to need treated wood. We're going to need blaze mesh, which is just a bunch of blaze rods, which after our forays into the nether, I should have plenty of those. So there we go. There's 2 blaze meshes. And then we're going to need 4 gold plates. Oh, and I did add this large rusty iron double door there. I did add that, but feels out of place because there's like nothing in here. I want to get back to this building because, and I need to be building the Botania area too, I guess, and the blood magic, or not the, well, actually I do need to build the next blood magic building, and the evil craft, and lots of things at the moment. But yeah, so anyways, there's our gold plates, and I'm going to go ahead and just lay this out, so we've got all that stuff there. And then the last thing that we need is the Iron Promise Acceptors. We've actually, I think we've made one of these before, but we need 2 of these. And it's so good to have iron again, because like the ore processing system has been running and getting 3 times. Okay, and I guess I should go ahead and start pouring out some of the steel that's over here, because I need to get this emptied back out. Okay, I got our 2 iron blocks. I'm going to go ahead and toss these into there. They could start crafting. And now one thing I want to do, just really quick, I want to craft some blood extractors. Alright, so let's go ahead and get ourselves a few wood tanks. And then I'm going to need a little bit more of this glass. And let's go ahead and get, oh whoops. Forgot I had already slotted that. Let's go ahead and get ourselves, I've got to make this in here. That. Let's go ahead and start with, well, I've got 9 tanks, so let's go with 18 of these for right now. And let's get 9 of these. Sounds good. And what we're going to do is we're going to take these and craft them together with this blood extractor, and you can see it's going to raise the storage on it to 10,000 millibuckets, so it's going to double it. And then there's 15,000, there is 20,000, 25, and 30,000. And then let me get 4 more of these things. We're going to go ahead and go up to 50,000. That sounds good for right now. There we go. 50,000 millibuckets of storage in the blood extractor. Okay, and we can actually do the same thing with with the blood infuser. Like we can craft it together with other blood infusers, and that should work. Now let me let's see. Let me go ahead and lay this back out, just to get mainly to get this stuff out of my inventory. Okay, and let's go out and kill some animals. Let's go do that. That way we can kind of fill this blood extractor up. I need to get more damage on this thing. We're going to be upgrading these here soon. By the way, the animal pens, those are not the actual animal farms. Those are just, basically they're set up so that I'll keep those animals because we're going to, like I said, we're going to be purging all of these animals here fairly soon. So I wanted to make sure that we had some before we purged all of them. Because all these animals are getting on my nerves. They are everywhere. And they eat all my sugar cane whenever I place it out. And it was funny when I was chopping trees, these little merinos were coming up and eating the apples that fell on the ground. So, like from the trees. Which that didn't really bother me too much, you know, because I've pretty much got infinite apples. But still. What I don't like is when they eat my sugar cane and any kind of decorative stuff that I try to place out. It's a pain then. We're actually going to be massacring a lot of animals to fill this blood extractor up. Which is A-okay by me, because I need to get rid of some of these, and if I can get rid of them and it be useful to me, it's even better. I'm honestly wondering if we should I was actually thinking about massacring them. Oh look, there's a loot bag. What is that? Is that a legendary loot bag that just dropped off that animal? Wait a second. I can't ever remember. Yeah, it's a legendary loot bag that's just dropped off that animal. But yeah, I was thinking about massacring all these animals later this episode or something, but I think I might leave them around so that we've got them to massacre whenever we need blood. Until we get blood automated with EvilCraft, which really isn't that hard. We just have to dive into some EvilCraft. So we will do that here fairly soon. It's actually a whole lot of blood for this. Of course, that's going to keep us filled up on blood for a little while, because it really is a lot of blood. I've got so much raw horse. Like, wait until we do like a full-fledged massacre of all these things. Okay, I just need to kill like 2 more, I think. Yeah, there's 50,000. Yay! Okay, let's pop over here and let's dump off all of our spoils of war. Alright, and we'll throw in this, and it's going to start draining the blood out of there and adding it to the blood infuser. And then once it hits 10,000, it's going to craft this. I need to craft some more blood infusers so that we can upgrade them, upgrade the storage, because we're going to need some really stout blood infusers before long. They're not terrible. There's a bit of bronze, but that's not a big deal. Okay, so there we go. Iron Promise Acceptor number 2. And then we can get our alchemy table. And this alchemy table, this one's going to be purely for automation, related to basically sand automation is what it's going to be. And so what we're going to do is, technically I could fill it, or that's a single bucket system. I think what we're going to do is we're going to set this up like, I think we'll put it over here. Maybe so. And then what we'll do is we're going to set up some nodes. And I'm going to need, let's see, I'm going to need an input. Well, it'll be transfer nodes for a lot of this. Let me pop down here. And this is where we're going to start using some of this stuff. The mechanical user, I actually need the water sigil as well. I mean, I could go get buckets. Well, my combo level got up there. So that's cool. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to place out these blocks here. And then I guess I should actually do that, that. And we're going to make ourselves an infinite water source up there. It's basically the same as this little setup over here, just going to be for over here is the main difference, I guess. Okay, and then we're going to place water block, And we're going to say, I think it's just generic click, right click, or is it use item? Generic click, right click, yeah. Okay. So that, and then we're going to say, I don't know how many buckets I want to put in this. Well, we'll leave it on random slot, and that way if we need more water coming in, I may stick a second bucket in this system. And then what we can do is we can take our buckets, and of course, there we go. We have water, and it's going to go back and forth because it's not going anywhere. And so then what we need to do is, let me grab this. Let me grab that. We're going to go ahead and add bucket to this, and we're going to say whitelist, match meta. Okay, cool. And then the other one, oh, I actually had, I didn't realize I had an extra filter made. Well, now I know. Let me grab this, and we're going to put a water bucket into that. Oops, there we go. And we'll put that right there. Okay, so then what we can do is, let me grab our transfer node. See, I think if I put it right there and say water buckets, where does it place it? Does it place it? No, it doesn't place it. Okay. What if I do this? I can never remember what the locations are. Yes, it placed it. Okay. So it needs to plug in right there. All right, cool. And so then that's pretty much done. Or no, it's not done. I'm sorry. There's one other thing that we need to do. Let me grab one more transfer node. So then what we're going to do is we're going to put this here, and we're going to say filter buckets. I think this will pull it out whenever we craft. I think. But like I said, I don't remember all the different, oops. I don't remember all the different locations, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. Okay, so now I need an input and an output routing node. So let me pop over and get that. Okay, so we're going to set an output routing node. We're going to try here first, and we'll see what happens. So output node there, and we're going to say that on the south side, we're going to have a precise filter, and we're going to say sand. You can take sand, and then we'll go ahead and just, we're going to go ahead and just take this, and we're going to bind it to there. There we go. Whoops, I meant to put a limit on this. We're going to say 64 sand. My bad. So there we go. It's only going to keep 64 in here, so it should just fill that. So if I take a half stack, yeah, it throws another half stack there. Oh, that's right. I can do this, though. There we go. So now if I take that, it goes into that slot. Okay. Awesome. I almost forgot about being able to turn that off. Just click it, and it turns it off. Okay, so the items are going in there correctly. And then what we need to do is we need to get ourselves a blood orb. It doesn't have to be a really strong one, so we're going to use one of our old ones. If I still have them. I can't remember if I just threw them away or not. Sometimes I'll throw them away, and then sometimes I'll hold on. Okay, I still got them. Alright, so let's grab our weak blood orb. This will be fine. I think it's a tier 1 craft, if I recall. To make clay. Or no, it's a tier 2 craft. Okay. Okay, so we'll go ahead and drop that right into there. And you can see it's going to start crafting. And then we should see, whenever it finishes, the bucket should get pulled out. Which it's not. I guess we'll have to pull out from the back side. In that case, what we'll do is we'll pull out of, I think we can actually pull out of this side, though. Then we're going to say bucket. And it did pull it out, so that's good. And then we'll just run this down like that. Okay, so we should get a new water bucket. There we go. It's going to craft it. It's going to make more clay. And then it'll send the bucket out. There we go. There we go. Okay, so, and I mean, we could make it faster if we wanted to have, you know, say a fluid transposer that stays filled with water from a mining upgrade, or, you know, something like that. But I think this is going to be plenty because it can just run passively. And I have lots of buildings to build, so I've got plenty of time to wait. Alright, so then what we're going to do is, and I know this room's kind of a mess, we're going to clean all this up. I'm just getting all my machines in place. and then we can clean it up. I have to do that. I have to do a lot of cleanup to this whole building. So, and so then now all we have to do is pull the items out of this, which if I recall, I think you can do that through the top, I think. So input routing node, and we'll connect it to this output routing node. And if I grab this clay and I come over here and I slot it, okay, it's not getting pulled out. So we're going to have to find, it actually might be up here, in fact. Which one thing I could do maybe is put it there. Then grab that connection. Okay, it looks like it's pulling it out. There's 18 clay. Oh, you know what it's doing? You know what it's doing right now? It's sending it down here, I think. Because I've got clay, I think, slotted right there. Yeah, clay is slotted down here. Okay. Well, I'll have it slotted up here too. Whatever. Don't matter. And then I'll probably get rid of the one down there here soon. And we'll just have this one up here. But I'm going to leave that for now. It doesn't matter if I have too much clay at the moment. Okay, so then what I want to do is, now that we've got that set up, and I mean, that's done. The next thing we need to do is we're going to have to smelt it. And we're going to have to craft it. And so we need to get that stuff set up. So all we need to do, I'm going to need, let's see. No, quit draining that. Stop it. Stop it. That stuff can really go, because this was all just temporary stuff that we're not really using at the moment. So we've got an output node. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to say the south side of this one. Drop a precise filter in there, and we're going to say that you take clay. And then we'll go ahead and set up a redstone furnace. Pow. I need to make some Faraday armor, so that this will be a whole lot easier doing this kind of stuff. And then we're going to go ahead and say, clear all of that. Okay, we'll go ahead and do that. I didn't mean to break off that connection, but I did. And we'll run this to there. Run that to there. Actually, all this stuff over here is temporary setup stuff. Okay, so that's got power. And then if we set this to insert on that side, it's going to start making bricks. And this is just kicking away making our clay for us. Okay, and we're going to say the output is on that side. And it's too bad this crafter doesn't have the space for the bricks. Because I could just set that up right there. But what we're going to do is we're going to set up a crafter setting here. And let me go ahead and just break these off because I don't actually need these connected up anymore. And then what we're going to do is this crafter, we're going to set up a recipe in here. Let me actually grab some of these bricks and we'll slot these right there. And then we're going to, I really need to move all of this. Which I guess I could. Yeah, and I mean, I've got the lava sigil now, so I'm just going to move all of this stuff. Oh, and quest complete, magma anvil. I'd forgotten about that. So that was under Blacksmith's Workshop. We get a hopper, 3 intermedium ingots, or an epic loot bag. Okay, we're going to take the intermedium ingots. Aha! I was wondering, because my ores hadn't finished, and I just now thought, oh yeah, I hadn't been keeping an eye on this. It's been backed up on nickel. Looks like probably for a little while. So I need to go put one of those conversion upgrades, and I actually have one left from what we crafted last episode. So I need to go drop that into here. Okay, now we've got lots of nickel. And it's still working on nickel too, so. Okay, but anyways, I am going to need an output node. So let me go grab one of those. And I'm going to need, let's see, an output and an input. Okay, so let me go grab that. Alright, and after this, I'm only going to have 5 nodes. So we're going to start doing this, which really isn't that bad. I mean, this is just some evil craft. We do need to get on to evil craft, but technically we could use life essence. So we could actually just feed, we could actually just feed life essence. Yeah, it looks like it's just for the inert blood iron ingot you can use blood magic to make that, or blood magic blood to make that. All the rest of that stuff's really easy, so. Okay, well let's go ahead and set up our output and input nodes. We're going to have an output that sets here, and an input that sets here. That's going to connect down to there. So it's going to start pulling in the bricks. We can see we got 54 in there at the moment. And then this output node, I'm going to want to go ahead and set the filters for this. So let's go ahead and grab all these bricks. And I'm going to go ahead and just add, I'm mainly going to be adding bricks into this. And then we're going to add in, brick blocks there. And, oh wait, and then I need to add one other thing here. Sand. So we'll do sand, brick blocks like that. And then let's go ahead and remember the current items. And let's go ahead and set up the very first recipe, which is going to be this. And apply. And we're going to leave this as is. And then let's go ahead and connect our output routing node to the output lines. And there we go. It's filling up with sand. It's getting bricks. And all is right with the world. I need to plug up a LV wire connector back here. There we go. And then I need to plug this up with some power. So can I connect it over to this one? I can. Okay, so this is going to get power and it should be able to craft. You can see we've got some more brick blocks there. And then what we're going to do is we're going to add, let me do that. Hit that with redstone. And that way it can't pull these items in. Let's go ahead and remember that. And then it's basically just going to send the items back around. So for example, well, actually it's already done that. And then let me grab these. And we're going to set a recipe here really quick and say that if you take sand and bricks, you're going to get sandy bricks. And we'll go ahead and apply that. And this can just go in the trash. We're going to do that. And then we're going to remember the current items. Okay. And then we can take our sandy bricks and we can just put these into there. Okay. So now we're producing clay bricks, sandy bricks, and, oh yeah, and I need to get actual bricks. Or actual brick blocks slotted. Oh, I didn't realize I had some bricks on me. Let me do that. And we'll just put this into here. Okay, now at first, it's going to take all of the brick blocks that we make, and it's going to turn them into sandy bricks. But once this starts backing up, basically once sandy bricks hit 16 stacks, then it'll start backing up brick blocks, then it'll start backing up bricks, then it'll start backing up clay. All right. And that should be good. I think we're in good shape there. So let's go ahead and remove that lever and it can just do whatever it wants to do. And there we go. Now we have all of that automated. And cheap too. Just a little bit of power. And then our infinite free sand and water. I mean, there's no input needed for this. And it's going to be passive clay. And that means that we can mark off our clay automation off of our list. So we'll go ahead and do that. And also enchanting. We've started enchanting. We've done some enchanting. We'll expand on it. But basically what I want to do was just enchanting to get started. And yeah. So I think I'm going to end this episode out here. I think next episode, because we've got that stuff done, I can start actually building that building and everything. I think next episode, actually, you know what? Next, let me check something here. Yeah, I think next episode what we're going to do is we're going to start into just a little bit of Britannia. I mean, that's on our list of things that we need to do is expand on Britannia. I'm going to work a little bit on the Britannia area. Getting just some of that laid out. I won't get it all built, but we'll get some of that laid out. And then we're going to start on a little bit of Britannia because I would really like to get reinforcement. Which actually I think to get into Britannia, we're going to have to go into the Twilight Forest to get further into Britannia. We'll see, but what we're going to do is do a little bit of Twilight Forest, a little bit of Britannia, and then we're going to get the ingot former so we can start making hard carbon, or I mean the alloy furnace, so we can start making hard carbon. And then once we get some reinforcement modifiers, that's what I'm actually after is reinforcement, but Britannia, alloys. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put some reinforcements on our katana, and then we're going to go back out to the dungeons. We're going to check out these other 3 dungs and work on that, I think. because we've been doing a little bit of stuff. I'd like to do a little bit of exploration to kind of balance it out, and I think it's high time that we go back there because we've got the armor side of things done. I just want to get our weapon to where it's not going to break on us, because, you know, that was an issue last time, was my main weapon broke. And so I'd like to get on with that. So I think that's what our plan for the next few episodes is going to be. Is a little bit of Twilight Forest, a little bit of Britannia, and then going back to the dungeons a little bit. So, because we need to get on with the Britannia stuff, because I want to get into that so that it's actually, if we get into Britannia, it's going to make this right here a whole lot easier. Because I want to start moving towards refined storage. Getting Britannia up and going is going to help make that a whole lot easier. So I think that's the upcoming plans for the next few episodes. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode, and we've got some really exciting stuff coming up, I think. I want to go back and check out those dungeons really, really bad. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, as always, be sure and hit that like button and go ahead and subscribe if you're not already, to stay updated with when new videos come out. I hope to see you guys next time. So until then, as always, do take care, stay safe. I'll see you guys then.